I want to see the baby.
Here she is.
Oh,
Hi!
But she didn't want to be
It's
held.
me! Oh.
She said I have to go.
She did not want to be held. But that's her problem, because I would have given her cuddles. Hey everybody, welcome to the first after show for season 3. Woo 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 woo.
Woo!
My lackluster woos, bringing out the fun woos. So yeah, we just finished the episode. We introduced you all to Nova and Cypher City. You guys met the investigators of our season. We got a new case dropped on us. So, first general question, how's the vibe? How's everyone feeling after our first recording together?
There's been a moida.
Starting out strong with Moida.
It's so fun.
Moida.
The first game is always so... Yeah, I mean, well, you don't know when to speak. You don't know. You're kind of like feeling each other out.
It's very much kind of like the opening night for a theater show. Or it's just like, okay, we've prepared for this, but did we really prepare for this?
Yeah, we did all the background work for weeks, and then you get in it and you're like, but we didn't do this part of it yet. Yeah.
And we got accents going on, and we got all this other stuff. I don't know why I decided... Well, I was like, doing description in accent feels extraneous. And
yeah, no, I think honestly a lot of people don't do that. So you were fine.
But then I'm switching in and out, and then I'm like, what just tripping over my words.
I think it helps. I personally think it helps, like, to know when you're in character and to know when you're just expositioning, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I really like doing accents, because I'm like, now you know when I'm definitely talking out of character.
Not to call Atlas out, but you definitely did not do the accent you did in our session 0.
No, I started talking and the accent wasn't there, and I was literally like, all right. I'm also pretty sure in my description I said that JJ has green eyes, and I'm pretty sure she has brown eyes. I could be wrong about this, but I was just like, oh shit.
It's all good. We all make small errors. People will see the art, and then maybe it can become that her eyes change color if you want.
She's got warrants. She's blue.
True.
There you go. Yeah. True.
Maybe it changes with her emotions or something.
Her eyes are mood rings.
Yeah.
Brass knuckle mood rings.
That's me.
If you see them turn red, it's like, oh.
Uh-oh.
I was just gonna say, I like that the only gadget I could think of so far for Joe's creations are coffee maker that works and mood ring.
Coffee maker that
Very
works?
specific vibes. Yeah, that works. I mean, so far, all that has come out of it is some mysterious brown liquid.
Brown liquid. I don't want to call it coffee yet. I'm not sure it could be defined that way.
When you got back in that car, the cup that you had given Rose had not been drink at all.
Oh, I assumed not. Rosie, my new bestie, who maybe hates me. But
I mean, just watching Joe and Zeb, I was dying.
I was like, no, sir.
So beautiful.
Yeah, they're an interesting guy.
I don't know. I mean, I'm like, that's just how I communicate to people, and then they get really mad at me, and I'm like, I'm answering your question though. What do you mean?
I was not actively trying to play you, Danny.
Oh wow. I mean, I'm just gonna say that to every character I relate to. I'm just really like, this is me. This is just me.
Question for April, because this is your second time doing a show with Queer PG. How was you feeling with the difference between how first episode of Monster Hearts to first episode of Thirsty Sword Lesbians?
Well, the funny thing about Monster Hearts is that for me, the main goal was always just drama. Like, just make the most dramatic decision, which usually is, like, the worst decision that you can. that still feels like in character and justified and like in line with your character's goals and relationships. But now I'm like, oh shit, there's stuff going on already. I have like goals and things that I have to like, like more checkpoints. There's just like, a bit more structure. It's literally like slightly more structure. And I'm like, ah! But it's fine. Oh, I just saw the waveform for that, Kenzie. You're gonna hate me so much. It's fun, and also it's cool. Like, I mean, this is only the second group I've ever done any TTRPG with. So, hello, friends. Thank you for playing with me.
I'm more than happy to drag you to that cult of tabletop RPGs.
Everyone is dragging me, especially Kenzie.
It was an ask. You didn't have to audition for either season, and you did. So I think I dangled high school drama in front of you and hooked you. That's what happened.
Exactly. You said, you can be a vampire. And I said, here I come. And then for this one, it was like, you can do this again. And I was like, all right.
Here we go. Well, speaking of that, we did do a couple moves, and I'd like to maybe get into what our playbooks are that we chose. So starting with April, since you mentioned the last time being the vampire, you are playing the scoundrel.
Yeah.
Which I think is a lateral move.
Yeah, I was thinking about this in general. I was like, I just like to bring some drama and some chaos, and I enjoy, we were just saying, this is like a dating sim. This is like, I like to flirt with people and like also confuse them. Just in general, I guess. But especially my characters. And the scoundrel just seemed like the character that I always wanted to be a lesbian, like in media, but usually wasn't. Usually was just Harrison Ford. Which, like, more power to him, but I wish he was a lesbian. So I'm excited to have that happen in this.
Well, I think it's happened already. You inserted a little one night stand.
Yeah.
You got some vibes with Rose. Some vibes with Zeb that aren't those vibes, but are because of the vibe. You know what I mean? Like they're.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like cutting anything off for the future.
No. I just mean like you've have the opposite vibes with each of them. It feels like you went in the same way and got very differing results.
I think Jo is consistent. She just is a lot. Consistently a lot.
Atlas, you chose for JJ the trickster. What was your impetus to play the trickster?
I really like the idea of playing a character where there's how the character presents and then what the character is actually thinking and feeling, because I think JJ is very eclectic and she's very, like, she is all over the place and she forgets things a lot. But that also is a very easy thing to fall into of, oh no, I'm just over here. I'll just keep talking. Like, no one worry about me over here. And I think that offers a lot in terms of, like, specifically our setting, where it's like, I know during one of the, like, getting ready sessions, we talked about archetypes and what, like, part each of us fills. And through this session, I was like, I think, yes, she does go and gossip and get information. I think JJ might be more used as a distraction often, and more used as a, like, go out, like, make a scene, like, maybe the enforcers are somewhere and JJ, like, walks up to them and is like, oh my gosh, how was your day going? Oh, blah, 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 blah. I think that fits her better. So, yeah, I just think it offers the opportunity for both emotional growth and also teehee, I'm doing bad things. And no one suspects it.
A little mix of the good and the bad. And Danny, you chose for Mama Amaretta the matriarch.
Yes, which
Yes.
is quite literally, I am a mom to him, and I weaponize my mom powers. I just think, like, because found family is such a big trope in the queer community, and also like, you know, being kind of like just an elder in that community, an elder figure in any way. Like, I mean, I imagine Amaretta as, you know, bi, but like she's married to a man and had kids and everything. So it's like, hey. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, I think just also just kind of being that mom figure, because my mom's like super important in my life. So like part of her attitude is a little bit modeled after my own mom. I'm very much enjoying being the support figure, because I always play support characters inadvertently.
All good. We need them in our lives. I'm really interested in, you know, the coming episodes, how this case plays out, and like you guys being able to use those special things that come with your archetypes more often, and those coming into play, because I think that, especially like seeing just like the small moment of offering Rose some comfort is, you know, an actual mechanic within this game, which is fun, and you got some little extra information out of it, and that's some all good stuff. We kind of hit this at the beginning, but I slapped a murder on you as your first case. Was that an unexpected move on my end?
No, I knew you'd start big.
I mean, I didn't know the sense of scale that we were starting in like terms of what case we were gonna get first, and I was like, how big is this gonna be? And it's just like, great, murder thief of a high profile figure, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I will say, a little behind the scenes, it did start out as just a theft, and I was like, but that's just not like juicy.
But where's the spice?
Enough. Yeah, like, all right, she dead.
You know what? She died.
Because I thought about doing cases that were like, that did like amp up in supposed like priority, I suppose. But like, actually thinking about it, if we have cases and then we have an overarching like story as well that's going on, you know, the cases actually might get, I guess, like, I don't think the scale, I don't think going in like a just an ascent of scale is actually like the way something like this would work. You know, it's going to be depending on the job that needs done at the time and all of that. So this job just turned out not great for Viola Weatherby.
Great for us though. Her daughter's rich.
Great for you guys.
So.
Yeah, rich family can pay you.
I didn't even ask if she was hot. I'm assuming she is.
Yeah, I mean, I described her as such. You guys really quickly jumped on the Zeb
Blue
was hot
skin,
train.
red lips, platinum blonde hair with finger curls that were a little bit unkept.
April.
Yes.
April and I did have a conversation the other day in which we decided that Joe probably shouldn't ask the question, is she hot? Because that is such a first season Ivy Duncan line to do.
But know that I'm thinking it all the time.
Well, here's the thing about TTRPGs. No matter how your DM describes the person, if in your heart they're hot, they're hot. Sometimes
we pull a Jane Eyre and we cast Michael Fassbender to play Mr. Rochester.
That was a wild casting decision, actually.
But it was so good. He did it so well. He's just too hot to play Mr. Rochester.
I have never actually seen that movie. I've only read the book.
I love the book, and I was so devastated to find out one of my favorite English professors hated Jane Eyre.
When I was in English class, people got really mad that I hated The Great Gatsby, and then we had an English teacher, like, so my English class was right here, and then across the hall was another English class, and we were talking about it, and I was getting heated, as I did in English class, to the point where the other teacher in the other room heard me talking about how much I hated The Great Gatsby, came in, pointed at me, and went, "You get it! You're the only one who gets it!"
There are things I can appreciate about The Great Gatsby, like the way one Gatsby's smile is described. great piece of literature right there. I cannot deny that. However, learning
we
that
love
part,
Zelda.
yeah, exactly. We love Zelda. That's what I'm saying. Like Zelda, basically Zelda Fitzgerald being the author. And I'm like, first of all, when Mary Shelley could do it, why couldn't Zelda, motherfucker?
Yeah, I my whole point about that book was that I thought it was boring to read about petty people and their petty lives. That was my biggest thing. It was like,
that's why I hated Wuthering Heights.
oh, I mean,
Dude,
Wuthering Heights 2 was just like,
insufferable.
the only, I guess, the people in The Great Gatsby were not good people either. But I was going to say Wuthering Heights' only
Famously.
possible positive thing was you got to watch two people that you hated, like, hate love each other. Like, it was just kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you fucking belong together. Like, this is bullshit.
I just didn't like anyone in the novel, and I was like, you know what? I hope you all die. And I'm like, and I know you're all gonna die. And then they do all die, and I'm like,
yeah. I'm not a fan of Wuthering Heights. I'm also not a fan of, what's that Charles Dickens novel?
Great Expectations.
Yeah, Great Expectations.
No,
but
like of all the Dickens novels, why force people to read Great Expectations? Like, there's so many better Dickens novels, and it's great.
The only thing good that has come out of that, I actually think that the new show that they did was pretty good, but also the scene when Helena Bonham Carter lit the bedroom on fire when she played Mrs. Havisham. Those are the only two good things that have come out of Great Expectations existing.
Helena Bonham Carter could do anything in a movie, and I would go, I'm sure that book must have been good, if she's here.
Could we have Helena Bonham Carter come in as herself, as a character?
Yeah, I'll just call her up.
Yeah. I mean, like, could Helena Bonham Carter
play
be
Helena
an
Bonham
NPC?
Carter?
Because, well, I feel like she's steampunk and
Helena
noir.
Bonham Carter be
That is true. That is accurate.
You know, I feel like she is both.
And three names are like a big steampunk thing.
Exactly. I just feel like you could be like, and then in walks Helena Bonham Carter. And I'd be like, yeah, she exists here.
Yeah.
I'll think about
It's just some food for thought.
I'll think about it.
Also, Helena Bonham Carter, HBC, head bitch in charge. Just saying.
I have thought that exact thing before. I'm like, what an icon for those initials.
She gets it.
Would she be living in Nova or Cypher?
I feel like she'd be
She's a woman
living
of the
under the
people.
bridge. She's like,
She's the people's princess.
yes!
Yes. That means we live under a monarchy. Oh my god, there's probably a manhwa plot going on right now as we speak.
We're on Earth, but it's a different reality, and the only change is that instead of Princess Diana, it was Helena Bonham Carter.
The lore drop that we just made here is a bit of a spoiler for the rest of the season.
New campaign, start over. Sorry.
I think that I am going to call the first episode what I said at the end, which is the theft and death of Viola Weatherby. I think that's what I'll call the first episode.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Dramatic.
Yeah. I'm the one coming up with all the names, and sometimes it's difficult. Like, I had one from season 2 I was just trying to come up with, and I didn't, it wasn't my favorite, but I made it happen. I made it work. It's harder than you think.
How many NPC names do you have at this point for this one? Because when you're like, and his name is...
In this game specifically, what I've tried to do in my prep is expect your questions. So, who is she working with? Okay. And also, like, sometimes I just have, like, a list of names that I'll just, like, grab one if you say something real quick. Like, who is this person? Or if we need a name, I'll, like, grab one real quick. But for more important ones, like, it's just, like, expecting the question that I'm going to be asked ahead of time.
You're not on, like, steampunk name generator, and you're just like, hold on.
I was on that earlier when I was making the names up.
Good.
But I'm not on that in the middle of the game.
Currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Closes tab. I wasn't on there right now.
I didn't even snack during that episode.
Congratulations.
You should be proud of me. I'm trying
I believe that you had your sun butter.
No, not this time! My Nutella.
oh, okay. It hasn't not been... Or was it almond butter?
Oh, it's Trader Joe's brand Nutella.
Oh.
It's actually made with almonds instead of hazelnuts, but it's the same thing. It tastes identical. It's way cheaper though.
And sun butter is just sunflower peanut
Sunflower
butter.
seed butter, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's good. Sunflower seeds give me a tummy ache though sometimes. Does anybody else feel that way?
I ate them too much playing softball as a kid for that to be the case, I think.
What I would do was during softball, suck all of the salt off.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
yes,
do too.
yes.
And then just spit it out because I didn't want to crack it open and actually.
One
get the
time, me and
nut
my
out.
friends who played softball, we were in the back of a car with all of our softball gear, and we were stupid and decided to eat sunflower seeds in the car. And the unfortunate part about that is that we were just spitting them on each other.
That's gay.
I, to this day, is the only one in that car that was gay.
You all played softball.
I was gonna say you're all.
I know, but we
spitting
also all
sunflower
went to
seeds on each
Catholic
other
school,
the way to
so-
softball.
That is gay. Going to Catholic school is so gay.
As someone who also went to a Catholic school and played softball and is bisexual.
All of the people in my Catholic high school, yes, but this was middle school, and they are not. And I know this because, like, they're all married. And I know that queer people can be married to people of the opposite gender, but I just, like, you just know sometimes, okay? You just
I
know.
love the
You know
idea,
what? That's
though,
fair.
that they're
Just
married to
understand.
people of the same gender, and you're like, no, they're not gay, though. I know it.
God, don't come for me like that.
I will say, us talking about softball in the first after, like, session is very thirsty sword lesbians of us.
I just had my softball tournament a couple weeks ago.
And you crushed it.
First day we did pretty well. Second day we lost immediately. So
That's
Yeah,
okay.
you made it through day one. Did everybody
well,
make it
day
through
one, yeah. So like day one was like it was like a round robin, and then day two was elimination. We were eliminated immediately at like 9:00 in the morning.
Damn.
It's because you
Damn.
spent all your energy day one.
That's literally the problem. That's
Sport.
I did so many volleyball tournaments. I went to
I
so
played
many
volleyball for a little bit. I had to stop because I
No.
would get like my veins would burst and like I would have like purple
Oh,
spots
yeah.
all over my arms.
I was
Yeah.
too short.
Wait, Danny, how short are you?
I'm 5'4".
I'm 5'4".
Okay, Danny, you also give. I'm just gonna let you know. Over Zoom, you give tall energy.
No, because
You're
I'm
the
literally
tallest
I'm
vibes.
I'm literally physically built like a tall person, and then someone was just like, cool, what if we like scaled that down proportionally? And then because like sometimes if I pose myself correctly, I look like I'm 6 feet tall in photos. And my mom is 6'1", so it doesn't help.
Ripped off.
I know my grandmother's like 4'11" on a good day, so that's where I got punched.
Alice, how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
You are the tallest because I'm 5'5". But we're all very average. We have 2 inches, 2 inches between us all to share.
We are hugging that, like, perfectly average section.
Joe is very tall.
And then Mama, and
I'm
then
thinking like
JJ.
5'9".
I love to play characters that are short, because I like to be the... In the dynamic, I like when they look down at my character. My character's like,
The
meh.
little guy. I'm gonna get in a fight with Zeb. I've decided.
Are we gonna start just us shipping Zeb and JJ?
We haven't met him yet, but I'm rooting for my son.
I am also rooting for your son. I'm just rooting for every NPC.
You're just rooting for everybody to get it.
I did not, like, when we were doing character creation, I was like, I think, like, JJ and Joe will have, like, a fun rivalry. And then, like, every time they interacted during the session, I was like, okay.
Oh no!
Are we gonna like kiss right now?
Oh, actually, oh, and there was one couch. Oh, no.
Oh,
There was only one couch.
You take 2 flirty characters and you put them next to each other. It just happens. But we'll
Then they
see.
implode.
They sink into the ocean.
Well, I guess that we will just have to wait to find out who's kissing who in episodes to come. But thanks you guys for watching the after show, learning some more about these new fun characters that we'll be playing this season. And until next time, bye everybody.
Bye.